The sword that strikes true is forged in the mind before it meets the steel. You stand at the threshold of mastery, but mastery is not the swift flash of a blade in battle, it is the slow, unyielding fire that tempers your spirit and sharpens your will. Musashi's way is not merely a dance of metal, it is a symphony of mind, body, and soul fused into one relentless force. You are not here to wield a weapon, you train to embody the weapon itself. You rise not to conquer others alone, but to conquer the chaos within. Consider the sword, not as a cold instrument of death, but as a mirror reflecting your innermost self. Its edge is clarity, its balance, harmony, its weight, the burden of discipline. To grasp the sword without understanding is to wield a tempest without control. The blade's power is nothing without the mind that commands it. Musashi knew this truth. The sword is a blueprint for life's trials, a guide through the battlefield of existence. Mastery begins not with technique but with the unshakable foundation of self-awareness and intent. The sword does not grant mastery, mastery grants command over the sword. You are not here to master the blade in isolation. You train to awaken the spirit that guides it. The mind must be sharp and still, like a lake untouched by wind, reflecting reality without distortion. The body must be disciplined, a vessel forged through relentless repetition and sacrifice. The spirit must be unbreakable, tempered by hardship and relentless resolve. This triad, mind, body, and spirit, is the crucible in which true mastery is born. You rise not by chance, but by deliberate forging. Musashi's way is a path of clarity. It demands that you strip away distraction and illusion, confronting the essence of your being. What is mastery if not the harmony of thought and action? Like the sword's edge, your purpose must be singular and unwavering. The mind that hesitates, the body that falters, the spirit that wavers, these are the fractures that shatter mastery before it can take form. You train so that hesitation becomes impossibility. You rise so that doubt dissolves like mist under the morning sun. Mastery is not the absence of challenge but the mastery of challenge. The sword does not cut through softness, it cleaves hardness, resistance, and chaos. So too must your spirit be tempered against the trials of existence. Musashi's art teaches that to master the sword, you must first master yourself, your fears, your doubts, your impulses. The blade's true edge is sharpened through the quiet battle within, the silent war waged in the depths of your soul. You are not here to conquer others before you conquer yourself. Prepare, then, to delve beyond the surface. Look inward with unflinching gaze. The sword's power is a reflection of your own clarity. The path of mastery begins with knowing the terrain of your mind and the shape of your spirit. Like the forging of steel, it requires heat and pressure, moments of searing discomfort and relentless discipline. You train not because it is easy, but because mastery demands the price of unwavering commitment. Musashi's way is a philosophy etched in every fiber of your being. It teaches that the sword is not a mere tool but a teacher. Its weight in your hand speaks of balance, its edge whispers of precision, its silence tells of patience. Mastery is not the clamor of victory but the quiet certainty of preparation. You rise by embracing this truth, the sword is an extension of your inner world. Your mastery is the mastery of your own essence. You train to align every thought, every breath, every movement with purpose. The body moves not by whim but by deliberate design, a seamless flow of intention and execution. The mind does not wander but locks onto the present moment, sharp as the sword's edge. The spirit endures, unyielding as the steel forged in fire. Musashi's way demands this unity, a convergence that transcends technique and enters the realm of art. Mastery is not found in the clashing of blades but in the silent hours before dawn, when the world is still and your resolve is tested. You rise in those moments when the body aches, when doubt creeps, when the temptation to yield calls softly. These are the crucibles where the sword's true power is revealed, not in battle, but in the relentless commitment to becoming more than you were yesterday. You are not here to simply swing a sword. You train to become a force of nature, an unrelenting presence that moves with clarity and purpose. Musashi's art is a call to arms within yourself, a summons to rise beyond comfort and complacency. The sword is your guide, but the path is yours alone to walk. Mastery begins where the blade meets the spirit, where discipline meets desire, where the mind meets itself without apology. Prepare your mind as you would your blade, sharp, focused, and free of distraction. Prepare your body as you would the sword's haft, strong, balanced, and resilient. Prepare your spirit as you would the edge itself, unyielding, focused, and burning with intent. You train because mastery is not a gift but a conquest. You rise because the battlefield of self is the fiercest of all. The sword does not hesitate. It moves with purpose born of clarity. So too must you move through life's battles, not with fear or hesitation, but with the certainty of one who has prepared. Musashi's way is the way of the warrior's mind, disciplined, aware, and unwavering. You are not here to follow chance or whim, you train to embody intention itself. Mastery is not a destination. It is a beginning, a foundation laid in the depths of your being from which all strength flows. You rise on this foundation, steady and unshakable, ready to face the trials that await. The sword is your symbol, your teacher, your companion. But it is your spirit that wields it with true power. You train. You rise. The way of Musashi is not written in ink but carved into the soul. It demands that you become both artist and warrior, thinker and doer, calm and storm. The sword is more than steel, it is the reflection of your mastery over yourself. The journey has begun. Will you meet it with the clarity and resolve it demands? The blade waits. The mind calls. You are not here to falter. You are here to master. You train, and you rise, but mastery does not arrive in a single breath or a fleeting moment of triumph. It is built in the quiet repetition of daily practice, the unyielding rhythm that hones the blade's edge and tempers the spirit's steel. Musashi's way demands this relentless devotion, not for applause, not for fleeting glory, but for the profound transformation that only persistence can forge. You are not here to achieve greatness overnight. You train to endure, to refine, to become ever more precise in the face of life's ceaseless challenges. Each day presents itself as a battlefield of small wars, moments where discipline is tested, where weakness whispers its seductive lies. It is in these moments you rise or fall. Musashi understood that excellence is not a spark but a fire, a continuous process of fanning flames through honest effort and self-examination. You do not train simply to repeat motions, but to awaken awareness. Every strike, every stance, every breath must be an act of deliberate sharpening, slicing through complacency and illusion. You are not here to seek comfort in routine, but to challenge yourself within it. The sword is refined through countless strokes against the whetstone, so too must your skills and your character be honed through persistent application. Musashi's path condemns the idle hand and the distracted mind. You train to cultivate vigilance and precision, to find growth in what others dismiss as mere labor. You rise by embracing the grind, knowing that mastery is a lifelong sharpening of both blade and self. Failure is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Each misstep, each falter, each day when the blade does not sing true is a lesson etched in experience. Musashi's art is not built on success alone but on the wisdom drawn from defeat. You train through failure, you rise through reflection, transforming weakness into strength. To avoid failure is to deny growth, to embrace it is to carve your path with relentless clarity. You are not here to deceive yourself with illusions of effortless skill. Mastery is forged in the crucible of truth, truth about your limits, your flaws, your potential. This truth is often harsh, often humbling. Yet it is the whetstone against which your resolve is sharpened. Musashi's way demands that you confront yourself without flinching, that you measure your progress with brutal honesty. You train to see clearly, to adapt swiftly, to discard what no longer serves the path forward. The mind that wanders is a blade dulled by neglect. The body that shrinks from effort is a sword left to rust. The spirit that resists reflection is a fire starved of fuel. You train to weld these parts into a seamless whole, mind alert, body engaged, spirit unbroken. Musashi's philosophy is not a static doctrine but a living process, a conversation between your present self and your higher potential. Each day's practice is a question, your response is persistence. You rise by integrating the lessons of daily struggle into your being. There is no separation between practice and life, they are one current flowing through you. Musashi's way teaches that mastery is not confined to the dojo or battlefield but is woven into every breath, every decision, every encounter. You train to carry the sword's discipline beyond the physical, into the realm of thought and spirit. You rise by embodying this unity. Prepare to endure the tedium and the triumph alike. The sword is not sharpened in a moment of glory but in the countless repetitions that precede it. Musashi's way demands patience, resilience, and an insatiable hunger for growth. You train by showing up, again and again, even when the path is obscure, even when progress seems invisible. You rise by trusting the process, knowing that every stroke lays the groundwork for mastery. You are not here to be complacent or content with yesterday's victories. The sword calls for constant renewal, a refusal to settle into ease. Musashi's art is a challenge to the spirit's inertia, a demand that you continually seek the edge of your capabilities. You train to push beyond comfort, to embrace the discomfort that sharpens focus and ignites progress. You rise because mastery is a journey that never ceases. Reflection is your ally in this journey. Musashi teaches that self-awareness is the whetstone of the mind. You must look inward with the same intensity you apply to the blade. What thoughts cloud your vision? What habits dull your resolve? What fears bind your movement? You train to confront these questions honestly, to refine your strategy and deepen your understanding. You rise by turning inward as fiercely as you strike outward. Each day's practice is a battle against complacency, a test of your commitment to the path. Musashi's way honors those who endure, who persist in the silent struggle long after the crowds have dispersed. You train in solitude, in the absence of applause, because mastery is a private war fought within. You rise through this solitude, forging a mind that is unshakable, a body that is resolute, a spirit that is indomitable. You are not here to evade hardship but to embrace it as the crucible of transformation. Musashi's path is carved through trials, both external and internal. You train to meet these trials with steady breath and unwavering focus. You rise because each challenge is an opportunity to deepen your craft, to sharpen your edge, to strengthen your resolve. Mastery is born not from ease but from endurance. The sword teaches you this: to excel is to commit wholly to the process of becoming. There is no final form, no perfect strike, only the relentless pursuit of improvement. You train to embody this pursuit, to greet each day with readiness and humility. You rise because mastery is a lifelong dialogue between effort and insight, between persistence and adaptation. Your practice is the forge where your true self is shaped. Musashi's way demands that you honor this process, that you never stray into distraction or complacency. You train to be vigilant, to refine your technique and your character with equal rigor. You rise by embracing the discomfort of growth, by surrendering to the discipline that molds you. You are not here to wander aimlessly but to carve your path with intention. Musashi's art is a map, but the journey is yours alone. You train to navigate this path with clarity and resolve, to learn from every failure and triumph. You rise because mastery is not a destination but a perpetual ascent, a steady climb that refines the blade and the soul alike. You train. You reflect. You rise. The sword's edge grows keener not by chance but by relentless, mindful effort. Musashi's way calls you to this sacred labor. Will you answer? The path is arduous, the journey unending, but the reward is mastery, over the sword, over the self, over the chaos that seeks to unbalance you. You are not here to settle for less. You are here to rise. You train. You rise. Yet mastery is not granted by ease or fortune, it is seized through the furnace of adversity. Musashi did not carve his legend from comfort, but from relentless trials that tested every fiber of his being. You are not here to avoid pain or hardship. You train to face them as allies, unyielding forces that forge your spirit and sharpen your resolve. True strength is not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of it. Consider the battlefields where Musashi walked, where steel met steel, and the air thrummed with the tension of life and death. These were not mere fights of muscle and blade, they were wars waged within the mind. The greatest adversary was never the opponent before him, but the storm inside his own heart. You train to confront this storm with calm, to meet chaos with clarity, to transform fear into focus. You rise because every hardship is an invitation to transcend your limits. Adversity is the whetstone that sharpens the blade of character. It is not a curse but a crucible. The pain you endure, the setbacks you face, the burdens you bear, each is a strike against your weakness, each a lesson in endurance. Musashi's way teaches that true mastery grows not in the absence of difficulty, but in the fierce embrace of it. You train to endure, to persevere, to emerge tempered and unbroken. You are not here to flinch from the tempest that life unleashes. The warrior's path is strewn with trials designed to test your mettle. Will you fold beneath pressure, or will you stand firm like the unyielding steel of your blade? Musashi's art demands resilience, not passive endurance, but active engagement with every challenge. You train to meet hardship head-on, to wield patience and strategy as deftly as any sword. Strength is born from struggle. The mind that cowers before adversity is a blade dulled by rust. The body that shrinks from pain is a sword weakened by neglect. The spirit that flees from difficulty is a fire starved of fuel. You train to cultivate a mind that is calm amid chaos, a body that is steadfast in strain, a spirit that rises stronger with every trial. Musashi's way is a testament to the power of resilience. You rise by transforming obstacles into opportunities. Each setback is a lesson, each wound a teacher. Musashi's life was marked by countless battles, not all victorious, but all instructive. You train to learn from every encounter, to adapt your strategy, to refine your technique. You rise because mastery is not static, it is a dynamic dance with hardship, a relentless quest for growth. Prepare to endure the unspoken wars within yourself. Doubt, fear, frustration, these are the fiercest foes on any battlefield. Musashi's wisdom lies in his ability to confront these inner demons without flinching. You train to cultivate mental fortitude, to hold steady when the storm rages within. You rise by mastering your thoughts, transforming turmoil into tranquility, confusion into clarity. The path of mastery demands patience as much as it demands strength. You are not here to rush through pain or hasten victory. Musashi's way is the way of steady progress, of enduring setbacks with calm resolve. You train to embody patience, to wait for the moment when action is most effective, to strike with precision born of preparation. You rise because you understand that haste is the enemy of mastery. Adversity sharpens more than skill, it shapes character. The warrior who endures hardship without surrender builds a spirit that cannot be broken. Musashi's legacy is not just of technique but of unwavering courage and unshakable patience. You train to cultivate these qualities within yourself, to become a force that neither fear nor failure can diminish. You rise by embodying this indomitable spirit. You are not here to be passive in the face of challenge. Musashi's art is one of strategic awareness and deliberate action. You train to read your circumstances with clarity, to anticipate difficulty, to respond with measured strength. You rise by becoming both calm observer and decisive actor, mastering the dance between patience and aggression. Each hardship you face is a test of your resolve and your strategy. Musashi's way teaches that every trial contains the seed of opportunity, a chance to learn, to adapt, to grow stronger. You train to seek these seeds, to nurture them with discipline and insight. You rise because you transform adversity from an obstacle into a stepping stone. The fire of trial burns away weakness and illusion. You are not here to remain untouched by hardship but to be refined by it. Musashi's way is a testament to the power of endurance and the wisdom born of experience. You train to embrace this fire, to endure its heat, to emerge from it tempered and true. You rise through the storms of life, wielding patience as your shield and strategy as your sword. Musashi's path is the path of those who refuse to be broken, who see every challenge as a call to greater mastery. You train not to avoid the storm but to become the calm center within it. You rise because the warrior's spirit is forged in the crucible of adversity, and it is unbreakable. You are not here to seek shelter from struggle but to find strength within it. Musashi's way demands that you confront hardship with unwavering determination and strategic clarity. You train to endure, to adapt, to rise stronger with every challenge. You rise because mastery is born not from ease, but from the relentless conquest of difficulty. The sword that strikes true is forged not in comfort but in the fires of trial. You train to meet this truth with open eyes and steady heart. Musashi's legacy is a beacon for all who seek mastery, not through avoidance of pain, but through mastery of pain. You rise because you embody this truth, that strength is born from struggle, and mastery is the reward of those who endure. You train. You rise. The journey through adversity is the path to becoming more than you were. Musashi's way calls you to stand firm, to move with purpose, to wield your spirit as a blade tempered in the heat of hardship. You are not here to falter beneath pressure. You are here to master it. You train. You rise. Yet mastery demands more than endurance and strength, it calls for detachment, a discipline as vital as the sharpness of your blade. Musashi's way is not one of blind reaction, but of calculated observation and deliberate choice. You are not here to be tethered by fear or clinging to certainty. You train to cultivate a mind that moves beyond attachment, that sees the battlefield clearly, free from illusion and bias. Consider the warrior who is bound by expectation, who reacts out of fear or desire, who clings to what is familiar and predictable. Such a mind is like a blade dulled by rust, heavy, slow, and vulnerable. Musashi taught that true mastery arises from the ability to detach, to observe without judgment, to flow with the moment without resistance. You rise by shedding the chains of attachment that cloud your vision and bind your movement. Prepare to embrace uncertainty as your teacher. The comfort of routine is a trap that lulls the mind into complacency. Musashi's path is forged in the unknown, where the warrior must adapt swiftly, perceive deeply, and act decisively. You train to welcome unpredictability, to see it not as threat but as opportunity. You rise because mastery is the art of navigating the ever-changing currents of life with calm and purpose. Detachment is not indifference. It is a balanced state of awareness that neither clings nor recoils. You train to cultivate this equilibrium, a mind like still water, reflecting all without distortion. Musashi's way demands that you observe your surroundings, your opponent, your own thoughts with clarity and calm. You rise by learning when to strike and when to wait, when to hold and when to flow. Your practice must extend beyond the physical into the realm of perception and strategy. Musashi's art is a dance of timing and awareness, a symphony of deliberate intention. You train to sharpen your senses, to read the subtle shifts in your environment, to anticipate rather than react. You rise because mastery is not brute force but intelligent flow, a harmony between mind and circumstance. The warrior who clings to certainty is trapped in a cage of their own making. Musashi's wisdom lies in embracing the fluidity of life's battles, in moving like water, sometimes soft, sometimes fierce, always adaptable. You train to break free from rigid patterns, to cultivate flexibility in thought and action. You rise by becoming a force that flows, shifts, and strikes with perfect timing. Attachment breeds hesitation, hesitation invites defeat. Musashi's way teaches that the mind must be free to act without the weight of fear or expectation. You train to cultivate this freedom, to release the grip of doubt and desire. You rise because mastery is born in the moment of decisive clarity, when the mind is unburdened and the blade moves true. You are not here to resist change or cling to past victories. The path of mastery is a river that never stands still. Musashi's art is a lesson in impermanence, a call to embrace the fleeting nature of all things. You train to move with this flow, to let go of what no longer serves, to adapt your strategy with grace. You rise by embodying this truth. Mastery is the harmony of change and constancy. Prepare your mind to observe without attachment, to act without hesitation. Musashi's way is a discipline of presence, a deep awareness that penetrates beyond surface distractions. You train to cultivate this presence, to see clearly the shape of each moment, to respond with intention. You rise because mastery is the art of being fully here, fully ready. The sword moves not by impulse but by measured intent. So must your mind move, not caught in reaction but guided by insight. Musashi's philosophy teaches that strategic awareness is the weapon's true edge. You train to develop this edge, to anticipate your opponent's moves, to read the currents beneath the surface. You rise by becoming a master not only of the blade but of perception. You are not here to cling to certainty or fear the unknown. Musashi's way calls you to step beyond these confines, to embrace detachment as a source of strength. You train to cultivate this strength, to move fluidly through life's complexities with calm and purpose. You rise because mastery is the balance of mind and spirit, the harmony of action and stillness. Attachment binds the warrior like chains, detachment frees the mind like wind. Musashi's art is a lesson in liberation, the freedom to see clearly, to move swiftly, to strike decisively. You train to release your grip on fear and desire, to flow with the moment's truth. You rise by embodying this liberation, becoming a force both serene and unstoppable. You train, you rise, but mastery demands that you see beyond yourself. Musashi's way is a path of strategic awareness, a dance of detachment and engagement. You train to observe without bias, to act without hesitation, to move with the effortless power of one who is free. You rise because mastery is not clinging, it is flowing. Not resistance, but harmony. Prepare to let go of the need to control every outcome. Musashi's wisdom is a call to embrace the unpredictable, to find strength in flexibility and calm. You train to be like water, shaping yourself to the vessel of each moment, never rigid, never fixed. You rise because mastery is the art of surrendering to the flow while holding firm to your center. You are not here to be a slave to your fears or desires. The warrior's mind is a field cleared of distraction, a clear sky unclouded by attachment. Musashi's way demands this clarity, a mind that watches, waits, and strikes with perfect timing. You train to cultivate this clarity, to become the calm eye within the storm. You rise because mastery is the union of stillness and movement, of detachment and purpose. You train. You rise. The path of detachment is not easy nor comfortable, but it is essential. Musashi's art is a testament to the power of a mind unshackled, a spirit unburdened. You are not here to cling or resist. You are here to flow. To observe. To act. To master. You train. You rise. But mastery is not a summit reached, nor a trophy claimed. It is a journey without end, a path that winds through every moment of your life. Musashi's way is not a final destination but a lifelong voyage, each step a lesson, each breath a renewal of purpose. You are not here to rest on laurels or pause at milestones. You train to move forward, endlessly refining, endlessly growing. The art of the sword is a mirror for the art of living. It teaches discipline, courage, and clarity, not as isolated virtues but as a unified way of being. You train to embody this unity, knowing that true mastery transcends technique. It is the harmony of mind, body, and spirit, the seamless integration of preparation and presence. You rise by embracing this holistic truth, carrying the spirit of the warrior into every facet of your existence. Prepare to walk this path with humility and perseverance. Musashi's way demands that you remain a student forever, open to learning, willing to adapt. Mastery is not arrogance but a recognition of the vastness of the unknown within and without. You train to shed pride, to welcome correction, to deepen your understanding with every challenge. You rise because true mastery is rooted in humility and the hunger to grow. The journey tests your resolve at every turn. External conditions shift, opponents change, and your own self evolves. Musashi's path is a call to remain centered amid this flux, to cultivate a spirit that is steady and a mind that is flexible. You train to be like the sword, unyielding in will, adaptable in form. You rise because you learn to hold your ground without rigidity, to move with the currents without losing your core. Mastery is preparation without end. The blade is never perfected, it is continually sharpened. So too is your spirit, your mind, your craft. You train not for the moment of battle alone but for all moments, ordinary and extraordinary alike. You rise by embracing preparation as a way of life, a constant state of readiness that transcends circumstance. You are not here to be shaken by external chaos or internal doubt. Musashi's way teaches that true mastery is the ability to remain effective regardless of conditions. You train to cultivate this equanimity, to find clarity in confusion, strength in weakness, peace in turmoil. You rise because mastery is the art of maintaining your center while the world shifts around you. The sword's edge is forged in fire and sharpened on stone, but it is wielded with calm and precision. Musashi's legacy is a blueprint for this balance, a dance of relentless effort and serene presence. You train to embody this dance, to move with purpose and poise through life's battles. You rise because you understand that mastery is not brute force, but the harmony of strength and grace. You are not here to face each day as a burden but as an opportunity. Musashi's art is a call to transform challenges into stepping stones, obstacles into catalysts for growth. You train to see every encounter as a chance to deepen your skill, to refine your character, to expand your vision. You rise because you choose to walk the path of mastery with eyes wide open and heart unyielding. Prepare to carry this blueprint within you, a guide through the complexity of life. Musashi's way is a living tradition, a legacy of courage and clarity passed down not in words alone but in action. You train to honor this legacy, to make it your own, to pass it forward through your deeds. You rise because mastery is a flame that must be kept alive, burning steady through the ages. The blade and the spirit are one. You are not here to separate them but to unite them, to forge a life where discipline and courage, clarity and compassion are inseparable. Musashi's path is a call to this unity, a call to become whole. You train to embody this wholeness, to move through the world as a living embodiment of mastery. You rise because you are the sword and the wielder, the storm and the calm. You train. You rise. The journey of mastery is eternal, a river that flows beyond horizons, deeper than any battle or victory. Musashi's way is the way of the warrior's mind and the artist's soul, a path of relentless commitment and boundless growth. You are not here to finish but to begin anew with every step, every breath, every strike. You train to become more than you were before. You rise because mastery is the endless pursuit of becoming.